Hey folks, Joe out here in the wood shop again, and short little video here today. As you can see, I have my Casati road bike here beside me. I did a couple of videos about this bike just recently. You may have seen some of that. This is my old bike. I was the second owner of it and bought it off a buddy of mine out in Kamloops many years ago. And nearly 4 years ago, I sold it off after getting my Trek 520 Grando touring bike, and I've regretted it. And then just recently, it came back to me. I found it for sale again. I ended up getting it for $100, and I did a couple of videos talking about it and getting it tuned back up. The only rides that it had since I got it was just down the street and back, or around the block, testing out things, checking the braking, checking the shifting, getting the derailleurs dialed in, and getting the position set up to where I want it. And today was to be the first real ride with the bike for me in, well, since I got it back, but in almost 4 years. And I headed out early this afternoon after watching today's stage of the Tour de France. And its ride started out really well. The bike's feeling very responsive. It's shifting well. It's braking well. It's nimble and fast. It's an older bike, so it's not as fast as the newer stuff. But hey, I paid $100 for it, and it's still pretty good. Anyways, ride was going good, and then oh yeah, I got the pump I just put on there today. You can't. It's kind of on this side. I put a pump on there, got out my spare tube, levers, all that stuff. Headed out for the ride, and just over 11 kilometers into it, I was up in Georgesburg Park, part of a loop I've been doing on a fairly regular basis lately, and clicking along pretty good. And all of a sudden, I hear the whoosh, hear the air coming out of the front tire. So I come to a rolling stop, and sure enough, I have a flat. I tried pumping it up to see if I could ride it home. It's 11 kilometers into the ride, but going by a direct route coming back, I was only about 6.5 kilometers from home, something like that. But no, it held there for all. Well, by the time I had the pump put back on the frame, the tire was flat again, so that wasn't going to work. So I ended up having to walk it home all the way, about 6.5 kilometers. Not that big of a deal, but wearing cycling shoes, the clip-in style. I've got Crank Brothers pedals on there, so clip-in shoes, which are great for cycling, and they're okay for walking short distances. They're not much fun for walking kilometers and kilometers in, though. Major pain in the butt. Did not enjoy that. They are the mountain bike style shoes, so the cleats are at least recessed, so it wasn't that bad, but still, it wasn't fun. The ride itself was going really good, however, and I uploaded my data to Strava after I got back. I started using Strava. I've been using it bits off and on since last year, maybe 2023 in Winnipeg, but more seriously starting in May when I started getting into the running, and then back more heavily into the biking after a bit of a running injury to the meniscus here, which hasn't quite healed up, but feels fine on the bike. Anyways, after uploading the data, each segment I did on this route, there's several segments that are in the route that I was going to do, which would have been about a 30-kilometer ride, maybe 40. And all the ones that I did up until that 11K flat set personal best easily on each and every one of them, and wasn't even pushing it all that hard. The biggest climb I did, which is kind of a fun one, seated all the way and not extending myself too much. Had the heart rate up a bit briefly to maybe 155, but wasn't going all out. So the ride was going really good, and I think it's going to have a pretty fast average speed. Well, fast in comparison. I'm 59 years old now. I don't expect to ride like I did back in the 1990s and early 2000s. As it happens, I was a lot younger then, and I'm a lot older now. In fact, the age I'm at right now, I've never been this old before. And tomorrow I'll be a day older, I hope. Anyways, the ride went well up until the flat tire. Flat tire ticked me off. Oh yeah, because when I got the flat tire, I realized that my spare tube and tire levers were sitting on this stool, which was right over where the tripod is now. And when I got back, yeah, there it was. I had the pump, I forgot out the tube, I had the tire levers, everything was set for today's ride. But then I forgot the tire levers, I forgot the tube, I didn't even have a patch kit with me. So hence the walk home. But no, not a big deal. As you can see, I've got the front wheel off, wheel here, tire, tube, and I checked to see where the puncture was, of course, because you want to make sure there's nothing sticking through the tire, piece of glass, or anything like that. tire was clean, nothing come through that. Checked again at where I got a piece of tape on here showing where the puncture is. And when I double checked it again, the puncture is not on the outside along where the tire would be. The puncture was on the inside of the tube, so it came from against the rim. And let me pop this off here. Set the wheel aside, and the wheels I'm using right now are off Diane's old Pinarello bike. I got to fix up the wheels that were on this. They need some work, and I got to pick up a couple of spokes. But the tire's in good shape. The rim, as you can see here, just a bare rim, no rim tape at all. Rim tape didn't look the best when I put my tire and tube on this wheel, but it should be okay for a little while. I figured I'll replace the rim tape a little later on. When I took the tube off and was looking at the rim tape, part of it started peeling off, and it's just rotted out. You see in pieces on the floor. I'm going to take a piece with me to the bike shop tomorrow and get some new rim tape for both wheels, change them up. So what happened was the tires were pumped up to about 90 pounds. Recommended pressure for those tires, I'm going to sit back down, is about 95 to 135 pounds. And yeah, I guess I was right around 95 to 100. And where the spoke eyelets are in here, I'll bring this over again. The tube punctured when it was rubbing up against one of the metal edges in here because the rim tape was not doing its job. So hence the flat tire. Not a big deal. I thought I had rim tape in my toolbox here to fix it tonight. That's why I took it all apart to get started. Turns out the only rim tape I have left right now is for a 26-inch mountain bike wheel, so that's not going to fit the 700C road wheel. I'd hope to have this back together this evening, go for another ride tomorrow, and push the pace a little harder, and definitely a little further than 11 kilometers. That's going to actually bring a spare tube with me tomorrow, and tire levers. But I think I'll go get rim tape for it tomorrow, plus get a couple of spokes for the other wheel set that I need to replace, and then I can true those back up. They're a little more aerodynamic wheels, and I end up putting those back on at some point. But right now, I just want to get these wheels fixed back up with proper rim tape and get new tubes in them and get back out for a couple of rides. Anyways, overall impressions of the Casati road bike after 11 kilometers, 11 good kilometers. I'm glad I have the bike back. Feeling really, really good on the bike. The acceleration when you jump on it, it's just so much faster than my other bikes right now. Both my other bikes are basically steel frame touring bikes. One a drop bar bike, the Trek 520 Grando. The other Surly Bridge Club, that's a straight bar touring bike, steel frame. They're designed to carry a load in comfort and be very stable. And they're great for what they are. They're very fun bikes, but I'm feeling the need for a little bit of speed, so hence getting my old road bike back. It's got mostly Ultegra components on it. It's got 105 hubs on Diane's old wheels. That's fine. Yeah, that's about it for now. Pretty happy with how the bike rides though, and looking forward to some good, hard, fast rides coming up. Anyways, that's my story for today. Short bike ride. It was supposed to be longer. Flat tire, no tube. Slow walk home in cycling shoes. Took it apart tonight. Need to go buy rim tape tomorrow, and then I'll have her back together. Anyways, I'm going to turn the camera off now, relax with my beer, maybe go sit in the garden a little bit. I've done footage for 2 other videos here, so I've got 3 videos to put together now. One is cycling, one is about the garden I have out back, and one is about the tent, which I thought was ruined. I'll get into that later. Anyways, it's a tent that I'll be using on a couple bike packing trips coming up very soon. And there'll be a video about that tent coming up in the next day or so. And you can watch that if you want, or if you don't want to, hey, you don't have to. Catch y'all later. Thumbs up.